Hey YouTube, it's Anne again, and I'm just here with a haul from my vacation that I took a little while ago. I went to Destin on a family trip. Here's a picture if you like. Aren't we beautiful? So while I was in Destin, I went to the CCO to get some discontinued MAC eyeshadows. If you don't know what a CCO is, I have a video from last year when I went to a CCO, so just click here for some info. I also went to Ulta in Alabama because we also went to Auburn, and then we kind of went to Birmingham too, but I'll tell you about that later. I got these 6 eyeshadows. I think I have a picture of all of them from the CCO in Destin, and I think they were about $10.25 for each. I think a regular eyeshadow is $14.50 now in the pot. And most of the discontinued things are from collections, so you only have the pot form option. The first one I got was Bouquet. This is from the Rose Romance collection, and it's a frost finish. And here's what it looks like. I have pictures of this. I kind of like it, but not so much. The texture of it's kind of gritty and grainy, and the color payoff isn't that great, but I would say that this is be a good highlight or a good wedding color because it's so muted and it has that little bit of sparkle in there. You have to really layer it on to get some kind of payoff. Even with a base, it doesn't really come out that well, but it's still a really pretty color if you want a neutral look, and I've tried it before. Okay, the next one I got was Lala. This is from the Spring Color Forecast, and it's pretty much another frost finish. I really like collecting pinks because I love pink. The texture of it's smoother. This one doesn't have a really good payoff either. A lot of the ones I picked up didn't really have a good color payoff, but it still is good as like a transition color. Like if I put this next to this, it'll be a good transition color. The next thing I got was Shock-a-Holic, and as soon as I saw this, I knew which collection this came from. This came from Dare to Wear. Dare to Wear was a lot of really bright colors, and the unique thing about it was that a lot of the colors were matte. And even though it's matte, it has a little bit of shimmer in there. If you can see, you probably can't. But I'll show a picture of that. I did most of these swatches with like Q-tips, but then I'm touching them anyway. And this color payoff is okay. It is a matte, so mattes don't come out very well. It comes out better if you use an eyeshadow brush. And you really shouldn't be touching mattes with a finger, but I'm doing it anyway. You really have to like layer it on. I don't have any like primer or anything on my hand, and I should, but I don't know. The next one I got was Shimmermoss, and this is from the To the Beach collection. And Shimmermoss is a Veluxe pearl, and you can actually get this in the permanent collection. I like the packaging. It has a little shell on it if y'all have never seen that collection before, and I have a little bit as a pop of color on my bottom lash line if you can see, and we just swatch that. Texture of it's really smooth. It's really pigmented if I swatch it like on my finger, but if you put it on, this one needs a couple coats as well, but it looks really pretty once you get the decent amount on there that you need for a pop of color. When I went to the CCO, I was so disappointed because a lot of things were reject things and a lot of non-pigmented things and stuff from the holiday collection that I didn't really like. So out of all the 6 eyeshadows, my favorite was this one. This is Glamour check with an exclamation point. This one is a Starflash. There isn't too many Starflash finishes, but it's pretty much, you know, really shiny frosty color, I guess. Borderline metallic, but not quite the metallic yet. And this one is beautiful on the lids as a smoky color. It's so pretty. It's kind of like that bronzy color. The last one was from Love That Look collection. This one is Cross-Cul-Tural. This is from the All Ages, All Races, All Sexes collection, and it's just a matte color, and it's brown, and it's really good as a crease color. I wish I would have used it today as a crease color. Let me just swatch that. And that one's like a good color payoff. like I said, really good in the crease. So onto my other things I got from Ulta. So I do not remember how much these things were because I lost the receipt. First I went to Auburn. I heard there was an Ulta, so I was like, oh, let me go to Ulta and see what they have out there. So I was gonna buy some NYX things, but I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But pretty much all I walked out the store was this, which is a new Too Faced shadow insurance. I'm about to run out the other one. It's my favorite primer. I love it so much more than Urban Decay Primer Potion. They kind of changed the packaging a little bit. I really should have brought the other one to show you. I think it's the same fluid ounces, but it went up $1. I think it used to be $17 and now it's $18. So that's the only interesting thing I can say about that. I got this blush and I found it at the Auburn Ulta in Tigertown. I should say that too. I saw it and then I noticed that there's 2 left and both of them somebody swatched them, and I was just so mad because I was just like, obviously if there's no testers out, then don't swatch it. I can't stand it when people swatch things and there's no tester. So I just decided to ask them if they had any more in the back. They said something about they don't carry NYX on backstock, but they do carry other things in backstock. They said no, they wouldn't do a discount on it because it was damaged, and they took it from me. They were like, oh well, we're gonna have to damage it out. I was like, I can't even buy just full price and blah 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 whatever. They're like, no. So I left and I was just like, oh well, I'll just get the Too Faced shadow insurance. Of course I always forget my coupon for the $3.50 off for like that certain amount, whatever. I ended up going to the Ulta in Birmingham, Alabama, and they didn't have it over there, so I went back to the original one, made Anthony buy this one without saying anything. So I had to clean off the whole thing with a sponge, if you can see like all the ridges in there. I really like the cream blushes because it's really good for the summer if you just want like a little glow on your cheeks for like the beach or something, or if you want like a really good base for blush. My problem when I go to a club is my blush always get washed out, and if you put this underneath and you put the blush on top after like powdering and everything, it shows up a lot better in pictures. At first I didn't want to dip my fingers in this, but I guess it's just going to be for personal use, or I'll just sanitize it later. So this is it right here. It's really pink. But when you like blend it out onto your cheeks, it's a lot more wearable because I like use like maybe that much and then like spread it out around my cheeks a little bit. So it won't be too bad. But sometimes it can be a bit much. So just watch how much you're using. So, okay, anyway, for my 2-minute story, I'll just move on to the other two. I got these in the Birmingham Ulta, and I like these. Since they didn't have the hot pink ones, I decided to get these two because they had clean ones over there. This one is Boho Chich, and this one's Glow. They're pretty much almost the same color. This one's a little bit darker. Only thing about these, like, I wanted these to be neutrally, like, muted color, but they're actually, like, especially this one comes out more pink on the cheeks. It just comes out pink, and it almost comes out more pink than this one over here after I blended it out. And then there's this one. Do a swatch of that. This one comes out like a little bit more dusty pink, a little bit more muted, like that. I use the hot pink and the Glow one more. And so with the Boho Chich, I'll probably layer this one on top. This one is called Peach. And I noticed that there was two different colors. I'm like, what's going on? And I realized one was a little bit darker. So I'm guessing the other one was expired, so it was turning colors. So I went with a lighter one. And I'm hoping this one is it. And this one is just like a really like muted pink. Can barely show up. Just if you want like a little bit of natural blush on your cheeks. Yeah, it goes really well with that last Boho Chich one. The last two things I got from Ulta, one of the things was a new Revlon ColorStay in Warm Golden, and it matches my face right now, but I keep forgetting my body is a lot more tan than my face. So I have to up the color on my face, but I still use this one as like a base, and I mix like a darker foundation with this. The last one, you can barely see all the lettering on there. They should have made it white. Good job, OPI. This is a OPI Shatter in The color is called Black Shatter. They don't really have too many colors in the store, but you know, if you're lucky you find them, and I got this black one. I also noticed at the counter that they had like the Sally Hansen ones, and I heard that those aren't so good. Like I heard from a customer at my store that she bought the shatter and it did not work at all. So you're probably going to disagree with me because I haven't researched this at all, but I'll just go with this because, you know, the shatter is probably the only thing I'll pay for in OPI, or unless I really want the color. Okay, so the last thing I got, it wasn't really a makeup item. There was a Juicy outlet in, I think, Destin, and Anthony got me this. I asked him for it and he got it for me. And regular price, this was $58 and it was marked down to $39.99. It's beautiful. Like, it just came in. It's the Juicy charm bracelet, but it's in pink and I freaking love it. freaking love it. I love how heavy it is. It has like the Juicy Couture heart on it with the little J. Only thing about this is I wore it to work like 2 times, and I was so rough on it, I guess. Not really, but I was trying not to be rough on it, and it kind of started rubbing off. The pink started rubbing off on it, and which kind of surprised me because it's Juicy Couture, but oh well. Alright, that's it for my MAC haul, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye!